Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video we are doing a trip report. I'm doing commentary this time, so I hope you enjoy that. We're at Terminal 4 at Melbourne Airport here today. We're going to take Regional Express inaugural flight to Sydney. So here's the check-in at Terminal 4. Here's the arrivals and here's the small check-in. Got my mask on, and up there is our flight ZL18 to Sydney. Let's go and check in.
Line?
Mm-hmm. Check-in's done, so now we're going to head up to security and the gate. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning at the moment, so the security's not that busy. Security was really quick and easy. Went straight through without any waiting at all. Now we're going to go to the bathroom and then get some food before our flight. Here's our ride to Sydney today. VH-RQC, which is a 17-year-old Boeing 737-800, originally delivered to Virgin Australia in 2004.
What's that, Army?
Here's the special gate and a whole lot of cameras and people around to greet us to the inaugural flight. Rex have kindly provided us with this little breakfast package with some cream, scones and jam. And of course some cutlery to go with that. There are many Australian news companies around at the moment getting ready to do a speech on the very first Rex flight.
Here today. With nearly 70 years providing services to regional Australia, Rex is the second oldest and the largest independent regional and domestic airline in Australia today. Today's launch of Rex's jet services between Melbourne and Sydney represent the first time an independent airline has operated this route in nearly 15 years. I'd now like to invite Mr. Lyle Stratton, the Chief Executive Officer of Melbourne Airport, to the microphone for a few words. Thanks, Lyle.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you here. Actually, no, I'd almost like to say welcome back to Melbourne Airport. It's been a considerable time since we've been able to run an event like this one. It's so exciting to be here today for what is the first expansion of Rex into the trunk network. Hugely exciting for Melbourne Airport. It's certainly not every day that you get to welcome a new carrier, but it's a bit wrong to be calling Rex a new carrier. It's a carrier that's been around with us for many, many years. It's a new carrier to the trunk routes, obviously. The airline is a terrific addition to this impressive Melbourne-Sydney route. It's one of the largest by traffic routes in the nation, which is really terrific. So a great place to launch services. Probably more than most people, I understand what it takes to launch a service like this. There is a huge amount of work that goes on behind the scenes here. And to the Rex team here today, I really want to thank them for the effort they put in. It's a single day event, but months and months of work go behind the scenes to make this happen, and to make it happen so safely and with such style and aplomb that they're actually doing. I want to thank John Sharp, the Deputy Chair of Rex, who's here with us today, for coming down and the support he's given Melbourne Airport over the years. I'd like to thank the Melbourne Airport team for the tremendous work they've done to help make this a great success today. It's an exciting time for aviation in Australia. It's not often, as I said before, that we get to welcome a new carrier to the skies. And With that comes increased competition, which usually translates to great fares, more service, more frequency, all those things that we desire. To see an airline launch in the way that Rex is launching this time is really impressive. Now, they're building off an existing airline. They're an established operator, and it's much easier than to make this sort of transition as compared to somebody who's starting up absolutely cold. So guys, I wish you every success under the sun, both commercially and operationally, and may you have enormous commercial success and fly safely. Thank you.
Thank you, Lyle. I'd now like to invite the Deputy Chairman of Rex, the Honourable John Sharp AM, to the microphone. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, Steve Loader, and to Lyle Stramby from Melbourne Airport, to Uni Menon from the Victorian Government, representing the Victorian Government here today. Welcome to both of you. Thank you for being with us. But can I also pay my respects and my thanks to all of the people who are here today to join us on this very historic first flight. I mean, thank you for coming. Thank you for having faith in us and booking that ticket and paying your money and turning up here this morning at the terrible hour of 6 o'clock in the morning in order to join in what is one of the most historic moments in Australian aviation in many, many years. And so can I thank all of you who've had the faith in us, Rex Airlines, for booking your ticket and joining us here this morning for this wonderful new service. And can I also welcome one of our ambassadors. Rex has an unusual system of having ambassadors who represent us in different places and different roles. And Kay Hull, who's former member of the Federal Parliament, member of the Riverina Darling, Riverina I should say, which is based in Wagga Wagga in New South Wales. And Kay is here with us today as well. So thank you very much, Kay, for joining us. As Lyle has said, this is an occasion that brings together an enormous amount of work by a lot of people over a long period of time. And when you get off the plane later this morning, there will be a gentleman, he's well in his 90s, his name is Max Hazelton. And Max has come down from Orange, where he lives in central New South Wales. And Max started what is now called Rex nearly 70 years ago, in 1953. We started it with one aeroplane, an Oster, which was a single-engine aeroplane, and over time it evolved into what we now know as Rex Airlines. And along the way, there was another gentleman who came from Wagga called Don Kendall. And Don Kendall founded Kendall Airlines in 1964, and that airline merged into what we now know with Hazelton as Rex Airlines. And Don died many years ago, but his granddaughter, Audrey, will be joining us at Sydney Airport, and she, incidentally, is a pilot, and she works for Rex in our pilot training academy in Wagga Wagga. So the connections between the past and the present and the future are still very strong with us, and we're so lucky to have people like Max Hazelton and Audrey Kendall joining us today on this very historic occasion. But Rex would like to take a moment to thank Melbourne Airport, Lyle, for the great work your team has done. We have obviously a large regional network of 60 destinations or thereabouts around Australia. We therefore deal with 60 airports and airport owners, but Melbourne really stands out as absolutely top of the line in terms of their help and cooperation and friendly business technique of working with us. And without your help, Lyle, and the support of your team, we wouldn't be here today doing what we're doing. So thank you very much indeed for your assistance. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an historic day for aviation in Australia. It's been, as Steve Loader mentioned a few moments ago, it's been 15 years since an independent airline started up on the domestic air services around Australia. It was called Ausjet 15 years ago. And Rex is different to all the others because we've been around such a long time. We've always managed to operate profitably. We arrived at the COVID pandemic debt-free, and we see this as a wonderful opportunity for our business to expand, to give our regional passengers, our traditional regional passengers, an opportunity to link seamlessly into domestic airline services as well as our regional airline services. And in the course of doing it, course of Rex becoming a domestic operator, we think we'll be able to offer better prices, more services and better services than we've had in the past in these major capital cities. And so today, we're very pleased to announce that not only are we starting our first service, which you're all participating in today, but we're announcing today that we're extending our network, and the first extension will be from Melbourne to Coolangatta on the 29th of March, starting a new service, Melbourne to Coolangatta. And then the next day, the 30th of March, we'll be going from Melbourne to Adelaide, and the day after that, the 1st of April, we'll be going from Sydney to Coolangatta. Really great prices, $69 for those who want to buy an economy fare. Sydney to Melbourne, I should say, to Adelaide, and $299 for business. And if you're going from Sydney to Coolangatta, it'll be $69 and $299 for a business class. And from Melbourne to Coolangatta, it'll be $79 and $349 for business class. So there's my ad for today. But it's the beginning of what will be an extensive network that Rex will have right around Australia. So I'd like to conclude today by also not only thanking the people from the team here at Melbourne Airport, can I also thank our Rex team. We've got a wonderful team of people at Rex. The two pilots who will be flying you today from here to Sydney are two pilots who started their pilot careers at Airlines, 30-odd, 40-odd years ago. And so this gives you an idea of the loyalty and the depth of experience that Rex brings to this new service that we're operating. So we've got a wonderful team of people. They've all worked really hard. We made the decision to start this domestic service 9 months ago. And in 9 months, we've done it all. Everything you need to do to make it happen. And so today, for us, it's an historic moment. We hope it's an historic moment for all of you here today. And on behalf of all of the team of Rex, once again, thank you very much to all of you who've had the faith in us to book a ticket, to turn up here on this particular day, and to start making our history part of your history. Thank you very much.
John, just put your papers on the bench behind us, that's okay. Thank you.
And moving the tray back.
Okay, you all
Chief, get
ready?
rid of the tray. Get rid of the tray back. We can use that, yep. And looking up as you cut, gentlemen, and count you in.
Okay,
3,
2, and 3.
Looking up, looking up, looking up. Thank you.
Well, there we go. You got enough? You can do it twice if you want.
Now that all of the speeches are done, we are now boarding the aircraft. After a long hold, boarding is finally starting. Just around 10 minutes late. However, we can probably make up that time in the air. Hello.
Thank you. Have a great flight.
Thank you. Okay. We were one of the first to board the plane. Very long queue, as you can see just there. We have row 10 today, so we can continue through the jet bridge, so you don't have to go outside in the freezing cold air.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome on board. How are
Thank you.
Thank you, Hugo. So you'll be on the right-hand side. Thank
Yep.
you
Squish
so
past
much.
you, sorry.
Hello. How are you? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Row 10 is 10A is my seat for today. Very nice to see a little welcome bag and my name on a card for the first in flight. And a great view of the engine. In the welcome bag here we have a drink bottle, which is very nice. Not that there's any water in there, but still. Then in here we have a Rex magazine, as this plane has still got the old Virgin Australia cabin. We have what appears to be, I think, a Rex hat / cap, and then another magazine in there too. So that's very nice. The legroom on this plane is relatively good, just as you'd get on normal Australian domestic flights. Then here we have the cabin safety card, which is very nice to see the Rex have their own. And then safety information and a magazine. Then on the tray table here, I'm not going to touch it that much, but it's just your normal tray table, like you'd get on the Virgin. It's very stiff actually, but yep, as it probably hasn't been used for a while. Then we just have the cooling up there, and that's about it. As well as this little thing here, even though there is no TV.
This historic flight, we are so excited to have you here with us today. So we are on our very first flight. It's our Rex flight ZL18 from Melbourne to Sydney. My name's Ebony. I'm going to be your cabin manager on board today's flight, and I'll introduce the rest of the crew whilst we're doing the safety demonstration as well. So we've just heard from our captain, he's John Beach, and also we have our other captain with us, Brett Brown. Please ensure you've now taken your assigned seat and your seatbelt is firmly fastened, and if you're seated in an emergency exit row or a row without a seat in front, all carry-on items must be stowed in the overhead lockers, keeping the floor area clear. If you do require any assistance or there's anything we can do to make your flight more comfortable, please don't hesitate to ask one of your friendly flight attendants as we move throughout the cabin. We also want to let you know that the safety and good health of our passengers and employees is our highest priority. We are working closely with national authorities and implementing changes based on the latest advice and guidance with COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome back our frequent travellers and welcome anyone who's never flown with Rex at all. We welcome everybody. Thank you for travelling with Rex for the first time, and your flight attendants on board that will be helping us in the cabin. We've got at the front Nanako, in the middle is Lucinda, we've got at the back Samantha, and at the very back assisting us with our very first flight today we have Mike and Ashley. May we have your full attention as we demonstrate the safety features for this Boeing 737 aircraft. It is a requirement to follow crew instructions at all times. Please pause all electronic devices during this announcement. If emergency oxygen is required, you will need to remove any face mask before fitting down the drop-down oxygen mask. And now here's the treat. Welcome to the show.
Look at your left.
In your seat pocket, you will find a cabin safety information card, which shows the brace position and other important information on what you should do in the unlikely event of an emergency. Please read this carefully before we take off. Your seatbelt should now be securely fastened low and tight around your hips. Fasten the seatbelt by placing the clasp into the metal buckle like this. Nearest exit, which may be located behind you. Emergency lighting, including escape path lighting, is located throughout the cabin and will help guide you to your nearest exit. Please observe.
Staff, and as I said before, I really do appreciate their contribution, their effort. Many of them have been working 7 days a week to make this happen. So today, we are not just engaging in a historic flight, but we're...
The crew have just come around and have kindly served a Rex cupcake, which looks very nice, which has its very own edible Rex and sticker on it, which is delicious, along with a sweet snack, which is some type of Lamington cookie look type thing. There was also an option for orange juice, champagne, tea, coffee, and a few other drinks.
Flight attendants had been baking cakes to provide to passengers for the first few flights that we did have until we were grounded permanently. And then we had, they spoke in very detailed terms about this.
During our taxi to the arrival gate, which once again should be incredible to see from inside the aircraft. On arrival, there will be media present, so please follow the single lane exit through the Rex archway and then turn left to enter the terminal's main concourse. Now I'd like to welcome back the Deputy Chairman John Sharp just to say a final few words. Thanks, John.
I see the truck.
Ladies and gentlemen, just like that, welcome to Sydney. That was our first flight. So the local time here is just reached 8:26 in the morning. Please remain seated with your seatbelt firmly fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the captain has switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. If your electronic devices are within reach, you are welcome to use these now.
You got my
Electronic
certificate
devices
from
must
the
not be used whilst disembarking the aircraft and crossing the tarmac. Prior to leaving your seat, please check your seat, pocket and the surrounding areas for any of your items. Take care when opening the overhead lockers as heavier items may have moved during the flight. Smoking, including the use of electronic cigarettes, is not permitted on the tarmac or inside the airport. On behalf of Captain John Beach, Captain Brett Brown and your entire crew and the whole Rex family, we'd really like to thank you for flying with Rex today. It's been our pleasure to have you on board and we can't wait and look forward to your company when you next choose to fly.
Parked at the end of the runway. There's like about 10 of them parked on the runway. Now it's time to, we don't have any bags, so yeah, it was a great flight. Finally, before we finish, I'm going to take a picture of the awesome airplane here for the thumbnail. So we've been dropped off here at Terminal 3, I believe this is, which is where some of the Jetstar flights depart, and yeah, so that was an amazing flight. I was very happy to be on that one. Yeah, it was a birthday present, by the way, that's why I got to go on it. But yeah, so thank you all for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Have a great day and I'll see you in my next video.